If you thought I had my work cut out for me before, well, I've really got it cut out for me now. Hey everyone, Woohoo here, and as you can see, I have got a thing that's going to keep me busy for what I think is going to be weeks. A little backstory here, my girlfriend's aunt gave me this massive jar of pennies to go through. As you can see, it's like a 5-gallon water bottle right there to go through. She said her husband got it as compensation, part compensation anyway, for a work job that he did many years ago. These have just been sitting in her garage for all that time. But the guy who originally gave it to them said, don't simply cash these into the bank. There are apparently some valuable things in here. And not sure if this is real or not, because I've yet to see objective evidence through the plastic here, but apparently there's some Indian head pennies in here. Now, obviously, this is going to take me forever to go through, so we're not going to go through this whole thing in one video in all likelihood. In fact, this right here was in the jar. I just had to take some of this out just to make it light enough for me to carry up here, and even then, this was still massively heavy. But as you can see, there's something in there that is very clearly not a penny on the top of that stack there. And I thought I saw, as I was pouring some stuff out here, some interesting things as well that are not pennies. So at the very least, we'll see what those are. Now, I really have no expectations as for what's in here, but this is just going to be fun. I will say I have a couple of albums of memorial back cents and, of course, wheat cents and shield cents. There are still some holes in that collection that I'm trying to fill, which I will try to do with this hunt. And of course, any upgrades as well. I've been rambling for the last 2 minutes roughly. What do you say we get into some of this? Let's go. So as you can see, I've moved the yellow pail that you saw on the floor a moment ago. I already moved it on. I've only just moved it onto the desk. There are no coins out here, and already there's something that is very clearly not a penny. That's gonna look like a nickel. Let me get this out of there. Yep, that's a nickel, all right. 2003. So already something interesting. I told you. Now let's see what's really in here. I'm going to get out handful by handful, and we'll see where we end up. Okay, so I've been taking these pennies out handfuls at a time. I'm already about 3 rolls in. Well, actually a little bit more than 3 rolls in, as you can see right here. I got a pile of copper over there, laying out some potential upgrades for my own personal albums. There's the nickel we found a little while ago. I'm not huge on looking for varieties, but the few that I do know, I'm trying to look for here and there. But I bring you in because we have wheat cent number 1 of this massive hunt. That, my friends, is a 1944 Philadelphia wheat cent number 1. Don't need it for my album, but I'll keep track. I'll put it up here, up there on the board, and we'll see if we can find some more. I missed it because of the coloration. I thought it blended in, but then I thought, hey, wait a minute, that's a little bigger than a penny. Found yet another nickel. 2003, if my eyes don't deceive me. Yeah, looks like it over there. Nothing too special, but that goes over there with the rest of the nickels, and now back into the pile for more. All right, so well over 10 rolls in if you account for everything on the table right now. I'm separating out copper rolls there, zinc rolls here, and I just laid out another handful here, and that right there is most definitely not a penny. That's Queen Elizabeth II. What is this? Belize, 1 cent, 1987. Oh, that's neat. I have the copper version of this from when it used to be called British Honduras, but I don't have the aluminum version that you see right here. That's a neat little find. Sweet. All right, you don't see that one every day for sure. We'll put that right over there. And back to the hunt. Let's see if we can find some more. Okay, so we're well over 20 rolls in by now, probably about the halfway point of one ordinary box. I normally wouldn't bring you in on an ordinary 1982 Denver that I found right there. However, one of the holes in my date run is this 1982D zinc large date. I just pulled this one out right here, and I think I've got it. That sounds like a zinc cent, because if I take one of these copper cents and I do the same thing, that sounds a little bit different to me. I did a ping test earlier, and this one came out a little bit more dull. So I think this is the 1982 Denver large date that I need for my run. So I'm going to put that over here and consider that a book filler. Now let's see if I can fill any more holes in that book. Or the one behind it, you know, the wheat cents. All right, so we're about 30 rolls or so into this hunt. Not a whole lot since that last wheat cent I found in that book filler I showed you, but I just poured out the last of the initial pennies, and look what I see right there. That is not an American penny. That looks to be a Canadian, and it's old. Got some damage in that 1 to 2 o'clock arc up there, but that's King George VI, 1942. Hey, I'll take that all day. We don't see that. Put that right over there. That's World Coin Find number 2 of the hunt. Let's see if there's any more hiding in there. All right, it's the next morning after the initial sort of the pile that you saw in the opening there. This is about 34 rolls, completed rolls that is, and I suspect we're probably much more into it. Probably closer to like 35 or 40 rolls in, given all the stuff we have out on the table here. So again, nothing really too special. The notable finds so far have been that 1942 Canadian penny, the 1944 wheat cent, the Belize penny, a couple of nickels, and the 1982 Denver zinc large date over there. And while you all were away, I also pulled out some upgrades to the copper cents up there, as well as, let me see if I can find it up here again. Nope, that's not it. There's a 1973 S, which I was also missing in my collection. And if I can find it again, there it is. Nope, that's a 73D. I can't find it. There it is, 1973 S as another book filler. And then, of course, everything that you see out here, with the exception of this stack right here, is an upgrade for my Lincoln Memorial back cent date run. So I may go ahead and plug those in. I hadn't really quantified how many there were. Oh, that was the other thing I found. See, I knew. Copper small date. I found that too, right up there. And if you take a look at these right here, you can see that the one on the left is the small date. If you look at the 8, let me see if I can stabilize my camera here. You look at the 8 primarily, and you see that the bottom part of the 8 is not as bulging as the other one is, and that really is the difference. Let me see if I can put it right there so we can tell more of a difference. Here we go. I usually look at the 8 as the telltale sign. The 8 comes below the 2 on the large date, but is more in line with the bottom of the 2 in the small date. So that is yet another book filler. And now that we've gotten through all of that, I have reloaded the bin with even more pennies from before. And I think what I'm going to do is that for the rest of this penny hunt, I'm going to keep this basically as if these were in boxes. So I'm going to stop part 1 of this hunt after we get through 50 rolls worth of pennies. So I'll be back when I finish out these rolls here and get all these plugged into my album. Okay, all of the upgrades from the table have been plugged in. I was able to upgrade most of the 90s, most of the 80s, including some of the copper cents from earlier. We had those 2 additions, the zinc large date and the copper small date of the 82 Philly and the 82 Denver. I upgraded some earlier cents back here as well. The 72D was much more red. The 64D was much more red. I had a pretty gnarly 1959 in there, so I'm glad to have upgraded that one as well. And of course, we had the book filler, the 73S over here. So that book is now upgraded. So I will put this one to the side. We still have our hit list over there for the memorial back cents anyway, and of course some of the other Lincoln commemorative backs as well. The finds are still, as you see them here, there's some rolls in progress. The Wheat Cent album is staring me in the face. Let's get some more. Another handful from the reloaded. Another handful from the reloaded bin. And yet another nickel. That, if I can get the camera to cooperate, is a 1990 Philadelphia. We'll take it. Another nickel to the board. 25 zinc rolls, 9 copper rolls, and a whole bunch more to go. Roughly 39 rolls into the proceedings. A new handful onto the desk, and we see yet another nickel right there, 1989. Whoops, put that over there. And then I saw our first Queen Elizabeth Canadian penny. It's a 12-sided one, 1989. I'm going to put that right next to her dad's penny that we saw a little while ago. And get back to the hunt. Probably about 42 rolls in, Queen Elizabeth makes yet another appearance. A little bit corroded on the edge there. Is this going to be from Belize again? Sure is. 25 cents, 1981. That's a neat little find. World coin find number 4 in this big old bin. Oh, and number 5. What is this? Also Queen Elizabeth. Also from Belize, 1987, 5 cents. I don't have that one. That's pretty neat. Number 5, world coin find. Let's see how many more there are in here. About 46 rolls in, and just laid out this other handful from the bin. That right there is not a penny. Oh, these are cool. 20 centavos, 1955, from Mexico. The old peso, you can't spend these anymore. But these are nice chunky copper coins that somehow find a way into everybody's collections. That's really cool. World coin find number 6. We found a dime and a couple more nickels, by the way, but no additional wheat cents. Are we gonna find some more in here? Let's find out. All right, so that's 50 rolls and a bit. If this were roll hunting from the bank, that would be one full box by now. The finds are all over here. Let me see here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 6 nickels, a dime, 3 Belize coins, 2 Canadian pennies, 1 Mexican 20 centavos, 1 wheat cent, the 1944, and this one over here was another book filler of mine, the 1961 Philly. I haven't plugged it in yet because I'm holding out for a better one. But other than that, a whole bunch of copper. You can see 15 rolls just by itself over there and a little bit more right there. And the rest is all zinc. So that's one full box. I'm going to cut this video here. Stay tuned for part 2 where we delve into the rest of this bin and, of course, the rest of that over the course of many more videos. I'll see you soon.